He's a business founder and entrepreneur, an active member of Western Australia's ICT community, supporting the startup sector, students, and experienced professionals. Recently, his company Beecham Group was the first Australian company to be awarded the People and Talent Management Quality Standard, in addition to offering a scholarship to young women, in particular in the ICT startup community. Glenn has a reputation in the industry as the go-to recruiter in the ICT sector for specialist advice on how to recruit, retain, and retrain an organization's most important asset, the right people. He enjoys membership of various industry bodies, is a regular guest speaker, budding HR and recruitment blogger, tech geek, and I've heard he's even been labeled by his staff as a tragic Apple fanboy. We'll have to ask him about that later. Glenn lives in one of the most livable cities in the world, Perth, Western Australia, with his wife and 2 children. Enjoying the enviable Australian lifestyle, he tries to make the most of Perth's great weather, spending as much time as he can outdoors playing sport, golf, tragic, and also cyclist, so golf and Apple tragic at the same time. Remember that? And he spends as much time as he can in the water. As a long-suffering Dockers member, please do not make fun of him if you are an Eagles fan. He looks forward to the day, that Saturday, when the Dockers win the AFL Grand Final. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you, Glenn Beauchamp.
Thank you everyone for having me tonight. Hopefully you can hear me at the back, fairly clear, sort of mic'd up. So I do have a tendency to speak quite quickly. If I do, just please let me know and I'll slow down. If there's any questions that you'd like me to ask, if there's any questions that you'd like to answer of me, I'm happy to sort of pause and answer them during the course of tonight's efforts, or certainly at the end, not a problem at all. So very, very quickly to get started, I'll obviously try and capture as much of your attention as I can for as long as I can. People always ask to get started, so what are the 2 or 3 things or more that you'd like me to take away from tonight? The easy part, and this is where we talked about the employability part, is just a couple of techniques and strategies really to create your own market. I will talk about trends and what have you too, because that's why people have asked me to come here. But I don't really want to spend too much time on that and talk to you about how you can basically be your own market. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is exactly that the trends are just that, and they're trends only, and try and get you to really focus on what you can control and influence. The market, the weather, your partner, as I get told affectionately, my wife is Dutch, I can't control, so as much as you try. There are obviously 3 certainties in life, and that's part of what I want to talk to you about today, particularly from an employability perspective. The big one being change, and obviously, the key part of that is to be a life learner, and I'll elaborate on that a little bit more. Agility and being agile is not just obviously what you use for a software development methodology and process, but certainly agile in terms of your thinking and what you do. And adding to that, of course, is the old death, taxes and change are the 3 certainties. Finally, obviously, the main thing I want you to take away from your career is that really it's your responsibility and it's your full-time job. So your career is not just a series of jobs kind of strung together. You need to think of it as a pragmatic plan with a bit of strategy and a meaning and some purpose. And that way, if you ever get yourself in a situation where you do find yourself out of work, you're not scrambling just to get something because you have to, or you're chasing the almighty dollar. There's some things that I'll talk to you about that, and particularly in around how you be accountable to yourself, because obviously the buck stops with you, particularly what you do about building a genuine network and obviously partnering with people who specialise in that space. So as a quick straw poll to get started, can you just sort of tell me, people who think that the current employment market is going to pick up later on this year, can I have a quick show of hands who thinks it's going to pick up later this year? Okay. Who thinks it's going to sort of flatline and kind of will have more of the same? Okay. Who, God help us, thinks it's going to go down? Okay. Sort of evenish around the the optimists and the neutral, sort of sitting on the fence, as it were. So I'd like to sort of be able to give you some foresight on that, but it's too hard to tell. My gut feel, literally from the first quarter, is the fact that it's not looking too bad. We're still got a long way to go, but I'll talk to you a bit more about that. All right. Sorry, just jumping through. So the main thing I want to stress about this is whether or not the market goes up, down, it's flat. It's really, how relevant is it? Because it's one of those things that's absolutely out of your control. The main thing that you want to be doing is drawing your own trend line. And there's some particular things that you need to be doing to make sure that whatever happens in the market, you don't fall foul of it.